All right, so we're going to look at tip today. So yesterday, it was basically the restaurant piece of like how much a bill is in a restaurant with tax. So now we're going to do a lesson on tip. And tip is the sum of money given by a customer for the service that was provided. Example, a waiter and a waitress, usually 15% or more. That means we go to a restaurant, we have dinner, we pay our bill, and then you leave a tip for the service that the person provided. Now, standard algorithm for tip, that is the basic way to find tip, okay? Now, there's shortcut methods, but sometimes that doesn't always work. So we have to really, play this right. So I'm going to teach it to you the real way. So this is the total bill before tax, which we call the subtotal. Now, tip is not based off of the sale and the tax. It's just based off of the subtotal. So this would be our subtotal, the actual amount of food that was brought to our table. Now we're going to multiply this. So I'm just going to do the math and we're going to go for there. Now we're going to drop our 0. And we're going to add. Okay? So remember, those two lines are what we add. So now we got this long number, but remember we got to jump 2 here and 2 here for a total of 4 jumps in our answer to put our decimal point back in. Okay? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move that number over here. Now we're going to look at it. This is money. And this 4 tells us whether or not we have to go up a penny or not. And 4 says, leave me alone. So it's $11.18. So 15% tip would be $11.18. However, I'm not digging for 18 cents in my bag. So I would say leave $12. Now, we're going to look at what 20% would look like, okay? So 20% would look very similar to this, okay? Now, let's see. Here we go. So we can put a 0 here because everything times that is zeros. So that allows us to go right here. Okay, so I'm going to bring that number over. We got 2 numbers here and 2 numbers here. Total of 4 jumps. So our number would be $14.91. $14.91 looks to a 2, and the 2 says, leave me alone. So $14.91. Once again, I'm not rumbling around in my bag for 91 cents, so I would leave $15. And remember, that's part of their income, so you don't want to chintz them either because they don't want to be left out a little bit. And if they're better than that and they were really good and you want to tip them more, I would say no less than that, and you can do as much as you want, which you think their service was worth. Remember, tip is then added to the total bill and tax for the grand total of what you paid. Subtotal plus tax plus tip is the grand total of how much you spent for going out to dinner that night. And as always, I love math.